Hello, everybody. It is Sunday evening, the 13th of October, and we'll give everybody just a couple of seconds to get on before I start talking too much. If you're watching, chime in, comment so I know you're there, because if your profile is set to private, I cannot see that you're watching. So as soon as we get a couple people on and they chime in, and I know people are watching, I will start chatting. We have, seems like always, a lot going on here. My computer just made a noise. I'm not sure why. Hold on. I'm going to look at something, so bear with me for a second. It looks like my mom commented on a video, but I'm not sure if it was this one. Maybe it is. Hi, Mom. It's funny. I can see your comments if I look at a different window, but I can't see them as they come up here on the screen, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, I'll just keep talking, and we'll kind of go from there. We have 1 week until the, because you're commenting in the group, Little Farm Quilters. If you go to Little Farm Quilts, Mom, I will be able to, and pull up the video there, I will be able to see your comments there. So now that we have that figured out, 1 week until our sew along starts. For the sew along, you will need my Trees on Parade pattern. It's available in my Etsy shop, or if you're local, just let me know and you can come pick it up and save some shipping costs. So we got a week to go for that. Trees on Parade is here. I think I showed you guys already. I'm going to do mine in some Christmas fabrics, and I opened the jelly roll last weekend. But I wanted to show, I guess, again, try to splay some of these out so you can see them. They're rich reds and greens and some blacks, a little more modern, kind of a grunge look to them. See, like the dots look like they're partially wiped off. We've got some nice like plaids in here. Some nice modern kind of things. Recipe, print. It is more of like a khaki green that's in here, not a Christmas green. So I'm looking forward to that. Next week, it starts. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet. If I'm going to cut a block, sew a block, or if I'm going to cut a few blocks, sew a few blocks, or if I'm going to cut it all and then sew it all. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Usually how I do it is dictated by my mood that day. So we'll see how it goes. The only thing about opening up those jelly rolls, man, it just left dust everywhere. Which, if you know me enough, you know that, you know, it is what it is. But I do like dust. There's a lot of stuff going on. First thing I thought I'd do is go over some of the stuff I've gotten in this week, some of the stuff I've been working on this week. And then I've gotten a lot of questions this week. So a lot of people posted things or asked me in an email. So I thought I'd talk about some of that stuff. I never thought I'd get so many questions in 1 week, but I did. You know, I'm a multi-crafter, so I cross stitch and I quilt. I've been working on 2 main cross stitches right now, although I have probably about 10 started probably. The main one that I was working on, or am working on, is Boo. This is number 2 in the Chock Full series through Fat Quarter Shop. And I really haven't gotten a ton done on this. It's been a very busy week for me, but I have got a little bit done. So we'll show that. I'm hoping to get more done on this week. I'm actually hoping to get it done before we hit Thanksgiving, which would be super to have pumpkins on my table. Because you guys have followed along with me, so you know that Harvest, the one with the sunflowers in it, is up on my dining room table in a easel kind of thing. And so my thought is to just replace it with the pumpkins when I get it done. The next one I started, which is also a stitch along group through Fat Quarter Shop, is Snow Village. We got the first one, I think it came last week. But this is the pattern, Snow Village. And there's 11 more to go with it. But this is the first pattern. I don't think you can actually see that very well, but that's okay. And this is, gotta get this right off of. This is how much I've gotten done. I was actually up late working on this last night. And that's what I have done. I may work on this a little more tonight. This is a little harder on the eyes at night. This is 16 Ada, I believe, not 14, which is a little smaller, but I'm still able to work on it just fine. The other thing that we've talked about is Fat Quarter Shop also does a charity quilt along every year. They do a charity quilt along every year. Last year it was the Threadology quilt where you make a donation to Make-A-Wish. They start releasing the free pattern in January. You can buy the quilt kit if you want. Last year I did not. I made it out of my own fabric, and I did it all in Tula Pink fabrics. And I made a donation to Make-A-Wish as a kind of a courtesy for the free patterns. So this year I'm doing the charity quilt with Fat Quarter Shop as well. This quilt is called Bloomtopia. This year I've ordered the quilt kit and the backing kit. And let's see, that won't ship until January, so I'll start getting it. But then I found out they were also doing a Bloomtopia cross stitch. Same kind of thing for the cross stitch people. You make a donation to Make-A-Wish, and they release a pattern in January. So they had a thing at the, oh sorry guys, it's Sunday night, Fat Quarter Shop where you could buy, they had bags made, project bags. You guys have seen me opening these project bags. I make my project bags typically just because I think they look better than Ziploc bags and they're easy to put together. They had one on there that you could buy for Bloomtopia, so I got it. See? And so this is a nice kind of vinyl zippered bag, and they have the thread pack for the cross stitch available and the fabric. So this is all in here waiting for January to come along. So I'm ready for that. The other thing that's coming up very soon is mystery quilt season. Now the mystery quilt is something that I do, Bonnie Hunter puts on every year. I've done it, I want to say 3 of them. I did On Provence, On Ringo Lake, and Good Fortune, I think 3. And I'm wondering why comments. Hello, Deb. I'm just going to stay on this page so I can see all your comments. Colors come out October 31st. The first clue comes out Black Friday. So October 31st, we will get the colors in the name of the quilt. And then each week after that, we'll get a, starting on Black Friday, we will get a clue and we will start making a quilt. And that is coming up soon. There's lots of things coming up, I feel like. Anyway, Angela Walters also has a new free motion quilting challenge that's starting, I think, on the 28th. Let me pull this out. And I've done a few of her challenges. Let me pull this out, see if I can read. I think it's the 28th. I've done a few of her challenges. I think it has helped my free motion quilting. So I'm doing this one again, and plus I couldn't pass it up. The backing for it is this, which I just think if you're a free motion quilter, then you really like that. But I got the kit and the thread so I could do a free motion quilting challenge for her. You can get that on quiltingismytherapy.com. And I should get in here and see if this page, I think it's the 28th, but I really want to know for sure because I'm giving you guys information. And these things, these quilting challenges can be done, the videos are still up from the other ones, and they can be done on either, I'm not sure I will do mine on a long arm. I might do it on the sit down. Oh, it doesn't say here the date. But I'm pretty sure it's October 28th. Videos come out. And you kind of follow along at your own pace, which is kind of nice. There's nothing timed about it. And I bought the quilt kit. Show you that. So I have a panel here. And I'm not going to get it out and unfold it and everything, but you can see what it's going to look like there. And I bought the thread pack that goes with it because I like the glide thread. And it's very colorful. So I think that'll be fun. I also got some new fabric in. I really, really, really like the Coriander Quilts Yoder fabric line. So I went ahead and ordered some. I got some fat quarters that I was waiting to come in. I have some, there is, I want to say linen. It is. Fat quarter bundle coming. And then I got these, which I think are super cute. This is strawberry jam, I think. And it's all strawberry jam. I like this one because I have a thing with script. So I have that right there. I really like that. I should pull out, I have a whole fat quarter bundle full of fabrics with, remember when you used to learn how to write? So you had the two solid lines and the dash line in the middle. It's got some of that printed on there with some cursive. I have a whole fat quarter bundle of those. These are all fabrics I'm going to be working in this year when I design quilts or if I make some special quilts. And then I got a jelly roll. And I don't remember which of her fabric lines this is. And this could be strawberry jam as well. I think it is. But let me unwrap it here. It is. This is kind of the line. And I have a thing with jelly rolls right now. You know, the easy thing about jelly rolls is you can cut them up into 2.5-inch squares and make a very cute, maybe like a pillow cover with 2.5-inch squares. I just think it's cute. So that's that. And I think that's all I got in this week. I do have a couple packages on their way, but I haven't gotten them yet. So, couple things, questions I've got. So somebody was on my website and they see I do pantograph quilting and they were asking questions about that. So my pantograph quilting, I do not have a computerized quilting machine. All the quilting that I do here is hand guided, which means I'm behind the machine with a laser light following a pattern on the quilt so that it quilts that pattern out. That being said, nothing's ever going to be perfect. I mean, I'm human. I'll do a jerk now and then. Not follow the line as closely as I maybe should have. But that to me is what makes a quilt homemade. those little quirks. And honestly, even when I step back and look at my own quilting, I often do not see those things. So if you pick the right thread, and I help people do that, and the right quilting pattern, sorry guys, I'm yawning again, it will look perfect. And if I could show you the quilt that I was working on today, I would, but it was a customer quilt, and I don't have her permission, so I'm not going to. You can't, I know there's a couple bows in there, but I went back to go find them, and I couldn't find them. So just so that we're clear, all the quilting that I do here at Little Farm Quilts is all hand guided by me. I do not have the computer system hooked up to my machine. I do not have, nor do I plan to buy any computerized system. That's part of the process that is my favorite thing, so I tend to not want to automate that. That being said, if I all of a sudden got super busy and thought I needed that, I might. I was asked, do I listen to anything when I quilt? Usually, because if I had something playing on the TV, I wouldn't be able to hear it over the machine. So I do put my earbuds on. Today I was listening to the soundtrack of Somewhere in Time. I listened to the soundtrack of Dances with Wolves. Something with classical music, nothing that really is too fast, because then I tend to rush through the pantograph, and I don't want to do that either. So I was asked that. I do all of my customer quilts on my long arm that you see behind me. I always forget which shoulder this is, but you see behind me. All my customer quilts are done on that. I don't always quilt on that. Sometimes I quilt on this machine that you see right here. And sometimes I quilt on a long arm. It really depends on what it is, how big it is. And actually, I'm thinking about doing a little bit of hand quilting this year. It's called Big Stitch Hand Quilting. And I like it because I like the looks of it. It's something new for me to try. And I think that for sure I want to try doing that. So I was trying to think of the words. It is large stitch hand quilting, I believe. And Corey Yoder, I watched a video that's on Fat Quarter Shop's channel. She shows a nice video about it, and I really like the looks of it and the colors that go along in it. And it's just something I really want to get into this year. So we'll see what happens there. We have a lot of things that I want to get done this year. I started the Out of This World Sew Along with Pat Sloan. I was, as of today, I was like 6 blocks behind. I think all the blocks are caught up, and I actually have almost all of them put together on a top. I have all 3 rows of the top put together. Then I have 2 borders that have to go on, and then that'll be done. So I have lots of unfinished things here that I need to finish up before I do anything else. I have customer quilts kind of coming in as a sprinkling here and there, and that's fine. I like doing those. I like doing, there's 2 options for the quilting I do. I do the pantograph quilting, and then I do free motion, custom free motion quilting, which is more expensive. But there's plenty of options on my website, and when I post this link up, I will put my website link here so that everybody has it. But I'm excited about our sew along. I'm excited to be spending Sunday evenings with you. I'll try not to yawn as much as I am tonight. Not sure what's happening tonight. I get down here in the sewing room, and all of a sudden I want to yawn. But I am excited. Next Sunday, 7 o'clock, every Sunday at 7 o'clock until I finish the quilt, I will be on here and I'll be sewing. And if you guys want to join, you should join and pop in, and I'd be happy to chat with you. Okay? You guys have a great night. Bye.